What if I told you there's this hidden force that's kind of shaping your entire day, from the music you discover to the food you're suddenly craving? Well, it's not magic, and today we're going to pull back the curtain on it. We're talking about data analytics, and we're going to turn it from a confusing buzzword into something you can actually understand and even use. So just think about this for a second. You're listening to Spotify, right? And a song comes on that you have never heard before in your life, but it's perfect. It's an instant favorite. How does it do that? Is it just like a really lucky guess? And it's not just music. What about when your favorite food app, like Swiggy, sends you a notification for a pizza deal at like 7 p.m. on a Friday? It's almost creepy, like it's reading your mind. Well, here's the big reveal. It is not magic, and it's definitely not mind reading. What you're seeing in action is the incredible power of data analytics. It is the secret sauce behind so many of the smart services that we use and honestly kind of love every single day. So what is it exactly? Well, the absolute best way to think about it is to just imagine yourself as a detective. And hey, don't worry, this isn't about complicated math or anything. It's really just about solving a puzzle. So in this detective story, the clues are just pieces of information. That's what we call data. And the job of the analyst, our detective, is to gather up all these clues, find the hidden patterns that connect them, and then, solve the mystery. This whole detective thing really just breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, you gather your clues, which is the data. Then you start connecting the dots and looking for patterns. And finally, you use those patterns to solve the mystery, which in the real world just means making a smarter decision. Okay, now here's the part that might actually surprise you. You don't need some special degree or fancy software to be a data analyst. The truth is, you're already one. And you probably do this kind of detective work all the time without even realizing it. No, seriously, think about it. Have you ever scrolled through your Instagram to see which reel got the most likes? Or maybe looked at your bank statement to figure out where on earth all your money went last month? If you've done that, then congratulations, you have officially performed data analytics. See, at its heart, data analytics is just about giving some structure to your curiosity. It's the thing that takes you from a vague question, that I wonder feeling, to a clear, actionable answer. Ah, now I know. It turns that mystery into pure clarity. Okay, so we've seen how this works on a personal level, right? But now let's zoom out and see how this detective work is changing the world on a way, way bigger scale. This is happening literally everywhere. Netflix is analyzing what you watch to recommend your next binge. Hospitals use patient data to spot the signs of a disease outbreak before it even happens. Shops are studying our buying patterns so that the products we actually want are on the shelves. And the companies making the apps you love, they're constantly testing little changes, seeing what you use more, and then rolling out the better version to everyone. It's this really powerful cycle, you see. You start with a question, the data gives you an answer, and that answer leads to a smarter action. That's how a movie gets recommended, or how the right product just happens to be on the shelf when you need it. Now, all of this is pretty fascinating, but it might leave you wondering, okay, cool, but where would I even begin if I wanted to try this? Well, the good news is, learning this stuff is more accessible than it's ever been, thanks to a tool that is itself powered by data. The barrier to learning this has never been lower. If you're confused, or even just a little bit curious, the answer is so simple. Just ask. I'm talking about asking a generative AI tool. You can make it really personal and get super creative. For instance, you could type something like, "Explain data analytics to me, but use a cricket match as an example." Or you could get practical and say, "What's the simplest way to analyze my monthly spending?" You can even just ask it to show you more, like, "Hey, give me 3 new examples of data analytics that I probably see every day but just don't notice." And that's really the beauty of it. Think of generative AI as your own personal teacher, one that's available 24/7 and will never, ever get tired of your questions. It's a fantastic way to start turning your own curiosity into real answers. So I'll leave you with this one thought. Every single question you have is basically the start of a new investigation. Your curiosity is the very first clue. So the only question left is, what mystery are you going to solve next?